All right, welcome back, guys. Hope you are having a good time. I just spent a week away, which was really nice to have a little bit of a vacation this summer. And right before I left, I actually made a screen recording of some mass rank ups, including three new rank 3 champions. And I figured when I got home, I would do the voiceover and kind of go over who the new rank ups are, go over the roster. And I was about to start working on the video today and looked in my files, and the video was nowhere to be found. So, not sure what happened there. Knowing me, I probably deleted it because I thought it was like some Summer of Pain fight that I failed on and was trying to make space. So either way, I don't have that footage. So I apologize because this is going to be not the most exciting thing to look at. Whereas I think if you had seen the rank ups in the background, it would have been a little bit more engaging. But either way, I'm going to keep this relatively short, and I'm going to go over my three new rank 3s and just kind of look at the 6-star roster. And I guess we'll just start from the top. So the first champion that I brought to rank 3 recently is Ghost. And I had a little bit of a think about this one because it sort of came down to the question of prestige or a champion that I could use immediately today. And I went for the latter, which was Ghost. And really what it came down to was I was able to afford the 18K units worth of deals on July 4th, which gave a generic awakening gem. And I had to really think about this usage. Was I going to use it on a champion like Immortal Abomination, who has a very high prestige? And I don't have a science prestige champ currently, so I could have pretty much maxed him out. And then that would have brought me into like a very, very solid prestige bracket. Or would Ghost just be sitting at rank 2, unduped and unusable, wherein I would keep using the 5-star in her place? And you know what it came down to was, did I want more prestige today, or did I want an altogether new rank 3 champion who I could use in war, who I could use in content, who I could use for future Legends runs and things like that? And that's why I decided to go for the latter. And just kind of looking over here, as you can see, I do have the top 3 rank 3 prestige choices. They are all at SIG 180. I'm just waiting to get them to SIG 200 currently. So, like trying to do it all together with class stones. And I'm pretty close on Surfer, and the other one's not too far behind. So I figured, you know what, I've used awakening gems on a lot of these types of guys. And I've really kind of set myself up to have decent prestige. And, given that I'm not going for top 10, top 20 in AQ, I would much rather have, an alliance of good teammates that also can focus on war and things like that. I figured my prestige will be okay enough for now. And that's kind of where I'm at. So instead of going full on prestige, I used my resources. I had a lot of SIG stones. I had a lot of tech SIG stones, but also generic ones and the generic gem. And I got Ghost all the way up to SIG 160, which is a really good level for her. It doesn't get that much better at 200, although, I'll keep giving her the tech stones for sure. And I'm very, very happy about that one. So this was the slightly indulgent one, but I mean, it is Ghost. So, I mean, I don't think anyone would question the use of generic resources on Ghost. So that's why we went that way. And I guess the last thing I'll say, because I'm going to transition to Immortal Abomination, who's the next one, is, I was thinking about using this generic and like what would happen if I used it on Ghost and then next week I pulled Ghost again and duped her. And I mean, it would feel bad that I wasted the resource, but at the same time, it's Ghost. She's arguably the best 6-star in the game, has so many uses. I'm pretty good with Ghost, and I'm only going to get better and better. I have a rank 3 Wasp. I feel like if I duped her again, I would be like, well, a generic on Ghost, I think everyone would agree that was a good idea. However, if I used a generic gem on Immortal Abomination and then next week I pulled him, I think I'd be pretty gutted just because, he really functions well without the awakened ability. And, it would have been a pure prestige move. And then I could have been looking back and being like, man, if I had just used it on Ghost, I would also have Ghost to use. So yeah, that was kind of my gut check and why I went all in. So we're going to look down here now and speak of the devil. We have a Mortal Abomination. I was able to snag this guy from the 2020 crystal, where you get the 10 champs, and I had to choose between him and Tigra. And because of a lack of science champions as 6 stars, and because I had the catalysts, I decided to go for him. I just think he rounds out my roster a little bit better. But I already kind of got into this regarding the use of the gem or not. And he is definitely an investment in the future, because if I am able to get a dupe on him, he would certainly be a strong case for the first science champion that I take to rank 4 when that day comes, because he's so tanky, and the extra stats will only make him even better. And I really do think that he is a wonderful champion, a really good addition to anyone's roster, and I'm very excited to have him. So he went all the way up to rank 3, and he's got a lot of health. He has the sustainability with the constant healing, and I guess one slight advantage of being unduped, and this does not weigh over the advantages of having a duped Immortal Abomination, but the one slight advantage is that the more poisons that are on him, the less his healing is, because of the way poisons work in the game. So technically speaking, the unawakened one can regen a little bit more at the beginning of the fight as you start to stack the poison. So I guess that's a silver lining, but I would much rather have the duped one, because you start with the 3 poisons, you can cap out at more personal poisons, and the effects of your acid burn and the aura and all that stuff last a little bit longer, which can really add to some damage. So with my 5-star, I found that if you get him to around Sig 60, Sig 80, you have plenty of awakened ability. So that's sort of the sweet spot, because if you look at the graph, after that it kind of starts to peter out a little bit. So it sort of spikes up, and then it slows down on the curve a little bit as you get higher and higher. However, he is very high prestige for science. I think only the Overseer is ahead of him, and I am not planning on getting the Overseer anytime soon since I don't buy Cavalier Crystals. So yeah, Immortal Abomination would be a great investment for the future, and he is currently one of my top targets to get awakened now that I've used all my gems. So our final choice for rank 3, I figured that since I decided to not go prestige, I would try to help my alliance out on defense, and because of that I went with Nova. And I recently duped him, and I do think that he is a champion whose awakened ability helps a little bit, especially the duration of the buffs that is increased by 30%, and it only goes up and up from there. And then, as a defender, that you can get the auto block triggering parry mastery, which I think, on defense, that's pretty crucial to have. And just, the fact that his buffs like Unblockable and Fury and True Strike and stuff like that will last longer is always nice. And the attack bonus as well. So yeah, I do think that Nova is a bad champion. It's too much risk with not enough reward in terms of his play style. He is certainly fun. He's sort of one of those, I like to call them mini game type champions, kind of like Taskmaster, where you're always trying to complete these little tasks as you go, trying to balance your Nova charges and decide when you're going to end a combo with a medium to max and control your stacks of the Nova charges so that you get the most Furies. You're dashing across the screen. It's kind of fun, but the practicality of using him is pretty terrible. But the reason I was able to so easily take him up is that with one of those rank up gems that we got, I got a 2-3 Cosmic. And looking at the Cosmic roster, there really weren't any other options. I already have Surfer and Cosmic Ghost Rider all the way up, And I don't really have any other 6-star champions that would be worthy. Not really interested in Hela, not really interested in Proxima. Venom is not duped, so he might be someone in the future, but I wasn't quite ready to get him up yet. And obviously I don't have Corvus, I don't have Awakened Corvus. Captain Marvel movie isn't my favorite champion since I don't have Nick Fury, so I really decided to go with Nova to get another really good defender. He benefits from high ground as well. So now I'm just going to do a quick account tour. We're not going to make this too long of a video, but I do want to go over all of my rank 3s. I have 16 of them currently. There's Doom, there's Surfer, and Sunspot, the Prestige Kings, but I do use Sunspot a lot in Alliance Quest. Surfer is one of my favorite champions to use with the Odin pre-fights. I use him as much as I can because I really enjoy playing him. And Dr. Doom is typically on my War Attack team. Elsa Bloodstone has been making a lot of appearances on my teams lately. I really do rate her quite highly. She's really good for Alliance War for me. Ghost we already went over. Mysterio I really enjoy using as well against Dominoes. For Wasp, I do use her on attack pretty often. I use her for revive farming, and of course having Ghost is quite good as well. Falcon, I did an arena grind for him to get him to Sig 1, and then of course just last week I duped him again, so he's Sig 21, which kind of is a drag because I put up like 91 million points for him, but you know, I do really like Falcon. As long as ability accuracy is in play and you can use him, he's a very powerful champion that can shut off a bunch of stuff. Cosmic Ghost Rider is just tons of fun, great for general questing, and now that he's awakened, I did dupe him somewhat recently. I really do value his awakened ability. The ability to Fate Seal in particular is so strong, just to kind of like wash the clean the slate of all the buffs in the matchup. It's really nice to be able to do that every once in a while as you cycle through your judgments. Apocalypse, absolute beast. Very happy to have him at Sig 20 as well. When Sunspot is maxed out, I'm probably going to be investing in Apocalypse because he is likely to be my first rank 4 mutant, and I would like to get him at Sig 200 for that purpose. Nova, we already went over. Mole Man, very fun champion. Currently bugged in the way that benefits the player. However, I don't really sense him changing anytime soon with all the other things going on in the game. And even if they do, I still think he's a very niche champion, and he has some uses that I think between him and Falcon, you can kind of take care of any of the matchups that you would want a skill champion to take care of. Perhaps adding Killmonger to the mix, who I can almost take to rank 3 and am considering it, then you basically have all the bases covered with your needs for skill champions. Then we have Sorcerer Supreme. Would love to get the dupe on her so that we get the additional ability accuracy reduction. At Sig 20, she becomes a wonderful domino counter, and that's plenty for me, so targeting her. Abomination, we already went over. He's kind of my top target for duping. Guillotine has a lot of uses for me. She's been really fun for Summer of Pain and doing some good stuff there. And Professor X, I also would love to get the dupe on him, but he is just so fun and so powerful that I took him to rank 3 unduped, and no regrets there. The rank 2s, we have Man-Thing, War Machine, Killmonger, Symbiote Supreme, Cable, Emma Frost, and Hulkbuster. And then going down the line, some potential future rank ups I would say are Morningstar. Ronan, I do not think so. I don't think his buff was good enough to merit bringing him up, even though he is quite fun to play. Mephisto is a definite candidate for rank 3 for me. Thor, I am avoiding at this moment. Ultron, very possible to be rank 2 in the near future. Namor definitely needs the dupe, and I'm so big and full on mutants right now that I don't see him getting any love anytime soon. Havoc, if I got the dupe, I would totally consider. Bishop, haven't seen enough yet, but I'm not totally convinced. Archangel, very, very high target right now to dupe as well. Would really love that. Omega Red is kind of like a low-key target to dupe and invest in the future. Same with Void. Would love to get that dupe and would maybe consider using my Science Sig Stones on him instead of Abomination, depending on what Prestige looks like. Hood, keeping my eye on him just in case the new buff comes out anytime soon and he's quite good. Colossus, would love the dupe. He's a potential rank 3. Red Hulk and She-Hulk are both sort of waiting in the wings as well. I think they are good rank 3 candidates. Venom, talked about him earlier, would not do it without the dupe. Kang, I got pretty lucky. I don't really spend for Christmas, but he just popped out of one of the free greater gifting crystals, so that's always nice. And then we've got Vision and Ronin as well. If I were able to dupe them, I would consider rank 2 just because they have some niche uses as well. So that is the 6-star roster currently, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's going to do it for today, and I will catch you guys next time.